Are there any truly aware people in this world? It's probably very frustrating for you if you go and try and have a conversation about something as obvious as a truth with anyone else in this world, especially the older generation, because history is a lie, and everything we've been told is based on lies. It's a legacy of lies that have been used to control us and manipulate us for thousands of years. It goes back to the dawn of humanity. Every empire has sought to control the information, to control the narrative, to rewrite history for their own purposes. And for the older generation, for instance, trying to talk to them, you're never going to get anywhere because history to them is a comforting blanket. It makes them feel okay about what they did to earn their house or what they looked the other way of. And that's just a fundamental fact of reality. And in this world, we have so many things to look at and so many instincts to deny, to realize that everything in history has been hidden from us. But there's little bits that seep through. And if you look at certain cultures, like in India, where they had some pretty good history that seeped through inside the Bhagavad Gita or in their oral history, and you'll find that there's clear evidence of past civilizations that went through advancements and pinnacles of achievement. And what we have today is the opposite of that. We are in a down cycle. This is the end of the Kali Yuga. And each one of their yugas in the history in India describes the rise and fall of a civilization. And actually, if you look into almost any other culture, they'll have little tidbits of this history left over. And this is what's needed to be rewritten for us so that we don't question our reality. Because if we question the narrative, that's when we start to uncover the truth, and then we rebel. We rebel because it's all a lie. And they have to keep that from us. And people like our parents, they're not going to be anything. They're not going to be able to talk to you. They're not going to accept any of the truths. You could sit there and provide mountains of evidence, and they won't look deeply at it. They won't question the narrative. And so how do you find the truth nowadays? Well, one technique is to look at what's being censored. If you look at things like YouTube and Google, these are the most advanced control systems that we currently have in place. And on these systems, there's extreme heightened levels of censorship. And the censorship, whatever's being censored, that's where you're getting close to the truth. They run algorithms based on words and the words we say. And so inside those, there's certain types of words that are being censored, and you can know that that's the stuff they don't want you to know. A lot of us have actually developed some heightened levels of propaganda detection, and it comes from growing up inside this system. And for many years, they have many reports that say, oh, a certain amount of people will accept any narrative if you push it down their throat long enough and over and over again. But what about that other group of people that don't accept it? Well, that's a few of us who have developed this skill. We've developed a way of looking through the propaganda and looking through the censorship. And we're like detectives. We know what it means when something's being censored. We can see the profit and the motive connection. And just like detectives who are working in a murder mystery, we look at the motive, and we can see it very clearly inside the profit schemes, these shareholder primacy acts that drive much of the corporations of this world. And then there's stories that need to be rewritten, and you can see the motive behind those as well, whether it comes to who's in control, or what's really happening, or what our history really is. The truth is hiding in plain sight. And things like the story of the discovery of America, the whole thing's a giant lie. Everything in there. There was technology, there was free energy, there was power, and there was a civilized society that had reached a certain advancement that had been wiped out. And whether it was a catastrophic event, some type of cataclysm, or an unnatural event, like some type of war that happened, we'll likely never know, but we can look at the evidence and see what's left over. And so what we need to do is connect with each other. We need to find the few people that think like-minded and don't try and change everybody else's mind. They're not going to see it. They're the girl in the red dress in the Matrix who will instantly turn on you and turn into the police once they hear your crazy, wacky story that you're going to try and talk to them about. And maybe there's a few people, little tidbits here and there. But the reality is that most of us are alone. We're secluded. There's very few of us to talk to. People like our parents, they'll be holding on to these stories till their grave. There's not much for us except for each other, and so we need to find each other, try and hold our truths deep inside, hold them close to our heart, because the truth is out there. And like I said, look into censorship and what's being censored. Here on this platform even, I'm constantly being pulled down for community guidelines, and certain videos I make, I have to remake them just to post on here, and I'll remove certain keywords. And you can tell what the control system wants us to believe because of these particular keywords that need to be removed, and particular groups of people that can't be mentioned. So like I said, the few of us that know, and the ones that don't will never know. And there's no use trying to convince them. Only some of us can be Neo, and the rest of them are the girl in the red dress. So, question everything. Keep your heart true. Find some good people to share with. Let's make this world a better place.